Today was really a wild session. I mean, it was a wild session because as soon as 7:30 Central Time hit, oh my gosh, the CPI data came out. And when people read that 8 point, I don't know, 3%, what it 8.2 or 8.2? I think it was 8.2, all right? The market was expecting 8.1, but it came out around 8.2, so 0.1% above expectations that for the year over year comparison. But for the month over month comparison, I think inflation still rose 0.6%, while people were expecting 0.4%, all right? So no big deal in itself because we knew inflation wasn't supposed to be going down as fast and like a free fall as we expected it to be, all right, for major reasons. But what happened today actually in the broader market, it tells me that something might be into the pipes for people holding AMC stock or highly shorted stocks, those stocks that have been so oversold that it makes no freaking sense. Look, if you look at the price action today on the S&P 500, this is represented by the SPY ETF. This is the S&P 500 ETF. So as soon as that CPI data came out, the market dropped 2% at a minimum. That was, 2% minimum. That is 500 points for the Dow Jones. That was, more than 200 points for the Nasdaq, and a little bit over 120 points for the S&P 500. But look, what the heck happened for this to even close with more than 2.5% gain in a single session, coming from those lows that we saw both in pre-market session and right at the opening? Because if you kind of look at from the lows to the highs of the day, this hit more than 5% today. All right. Now, what other, professionals are saying about this? Well, professionals are saying about what the professionals are saying about this is quite interesting, because some analysts are calling this a circumstantial evidence that those wagers paid off in the immediate aftermath of the CPI coming out, because while equity was selling off, the VIX, which is kind of the fear index, was also selling off. But we know that the VIX is selling off when stocks are going up. So what the heck happened? Well, here it is. This was actually a combination of either people selling puts or people covering their short positions. So why in the hell would people cover short positions if the inflation data is coming like bad? Well, because you can only short to oblivion to a certain level. Because when you do short to oblivion to a certain level, especially in an environment like this when money is supposed to be tighter, remember, in order for you to short a stock, you need to have some requirements in terms of funds that are way bigger than those needed for you to buy stock. If I want to buy AMC right now, maybe the requirement is for me to have 20% of the, full amount I'm willing to buy in cash. But if I want to short AMC, I need sometimes more than 100%. Depending on which trading platform I'm using to do so. So the combination between the short covering, people selling, put options, it's a very well hedged event, and that contributed to what we saw today, a market rally, because the shorts are covering, and the more they are covering, other people are also kind of getting out. So when it comes to a stock like AMC, I wouldn't be surprised if once we are in that position where we feel as if everything is just the end, like this is it, like capitulation, as the market calls it, when nobody would expect something crazy to happen, that's when the shorts will decide to start getting out little by little, because the cracks are already showing. All right. So another reason for me to believe that despite the share price being this oversold, whether you want to look at the fundamentals, whether you want to look at the technicals, whether you want to look at, anything else, we are getting there when, what happened today with the S&P 500 and the US markets will definitely happen for a stock like AMC. But because of the high volatility and the high beta in terms of what the market is doing compared to what a stock like AMC can do. If this happened to 5%, I mean for 5% through recession with the market, the broader market, which is huge, I mean, can you just imagine? I wouldn't be surprised if a 50x can happen to AMC. Maybe not in a single session, but definitely we saw that happen in the past, and there is no reason why they shouldn't happen in the future, in the near future, to be a little bit more specific. So yeah, another reason for you guys looking for some reason to hold a little bit longer because you're kind of feeling a little bit desperate. This is it.